Hello guys, and welcome to episode 3 of the BGC Podcast.
Episode 3.
I know, right?
It's going really quick.
It really is. I'm enjoying it.
I'm having a blast. If no one else is enjoying it, I'm having a great time.
Cool. I hope you guys are enjoying it too, but I think it's only fair that we have the title.
Here we go.
Here we go. Two friends. Hi, I'm Laura.
Hi, I'm Vick.
Talking all things LGBTQIA+, from coming out,
Staying out.
and everything in between. Long-term relationships,
Dating disasters.
and quite possibly the most unreasonable icks.
The BGC Podcast. So in this episode, we're going to be covering labels,
Yes.
the different types of lesbian, stereotypes, and also we'll finish off with a Vick's ick.
Oh, of course.
Who doesn't love to hear those?
Absolutely.
I think it's important that we say from the get-go, this is only our opinion.
It is 100% our opinion. We do not wish to force our opinions on anyone. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
Absolutely.
So if you don't agree with us, let us know if you're watching on YouTube, let us know in the comments, or if you're listening on the Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, or Spotify, you can email us at the bgcpod@gmail.com.
Yes. I think it's just really important to say that because obviously, like, we're quite open-minded.
Yeah.
So if someone is to come at us with a different opinion, we're more than happy to hear it. You know, it's a discussion at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And we fully appreciate that not everyone is going to agree with us.
100%. And that's what we want you to be part of the conversation. Like, it just makes it a bit more interesting, doesn't it? To get other people's opinions, other people's views on the topics that we talk about.
Yeah.
And to put the worlds to right.
Yeah, as we do regularly.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. The amount of times Vic comes around my house and we just put the worlds to right. I mean, we should just set up the camera when you're here.
The other night when I was just here impromptu and we were like, do you want to stay? Sure. Add a beer. That was it for hours. We were just talking. That would have been great, actually, if we did get the camera set up.
It would have been. So note to self, set the camera up anytime Vicky comes round.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting conversation. I think we did actually mention labels and stereo. I mean, we spoke about so much.
So much. We'll just leave, each one to another episode. We'll just try and remember what we spoke about.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe we should also carry around a notebook.
Yeah.
Because that would be really interesting. Like the other day, don't even try and ask me who I was talking to now because, my memory's terrible. But we were talking about labels and stuff. And, in regards to not necessarily the different types of lesbian you get, but in regards to sexual orientation.
Yep.
So, there's, we talk about the LGBTQIA plus community and stuff. And there are so many now, which, try to include as many people as possible, which is great. But for some people, they don't want a label.
No.
They don't like a label. And the more I've had this conversation, the more people actually fit in with that label, if you want. Like they don't want a label.
A label to not be a label.
Yeah, they fit within that group of people.
Yeah.
And it surprised me actually because, some of them have been out a while. Some of them aren't out at all. They're just attracted to who they're attracted to. And I think it's important to understand that not everyone needs a label to feel comfortable within themselves.
Exactly, yeah.
If you're not comfortable with someone having a label, so what their sexual orientation is or whatever, if you're not comfortable with that, that's a you problem.
Here we go with the you problem again.
Yeah. I mean, it is really.
It's almost as if it's the narrative of this podcast. That's a you problem.
Yeah, and I think if something makes you feel uncomfortable, you need to do the work in-house to deem why that is. Has someone made you feel uncomfortable because of how they are? Or are you uncomfortable because you don't know who they are and they don't fit into, like I say, a label or a group, or if you like?
Yeah.
I just think it's a really interesting question to have.
Yeah, and I mean, talking from personal experience, so my other half, as I said before in the previous podcast, she identified as a straight woman before she got with me, and she didn't fall in love with me because I was a woman. She fell in love with me because of the person I am. I mean, I have no reason why. I don't understand that at all.
Don't sell yourself short, mate.
But she fell in love because of me and who I am as a person. And like, we've had conversations before. Obviously, you know, touch wood, we're going to be together forever. But if she was to go, if we were to split up, there's nothing to say that the next person she's with might be a guy or it might be a girl, because she's a lot more open now to go with the person that as a person, not because of their gender. But, you know, people will be like, well, doesn't that make her bisexual? Well, no, not really, because bisexual people know that they are attracted to men and that they are attracted to women. Whereas my partner, she just fell for me because of who I am.
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of people that I've spoken to can relate to falling for a person for who they are. And, you know, you hear these, you know, especially from my femme friends, you know, they hear a lot of these stupid comments like, oh, well, if you date a woman that looks like that, why don't you just date a man?
Yeah.
And it's like, but you're just focusing on the physical aspects of it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you're focusing on one agenda and two, how they physically appear and how they physically identify. Like, it's two completely different things. And also, they're not taking into account that person's character, that person's personality.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why. That's why, you know, that femme, if they identify as a femme, that femme isn't with a man because, well, she's a lesbian. So that's also a reason. But also because of the person they are.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just think it's really small-minded of people to just focus on the physical of an attraction.
Yeah,
because of course that matters.
Of course, yeah. Like, you've got to be physically attracted to that person
100%.
as well as their personality, but that doesn't count for the whole 100% of why you fell for that person.
No,
I mean, they could be the most beautiful person in the world, but be as boring as a leaf of lettuce.
The leaf of lettuce is boring AF. That was great. That was so
That came
great.
straight to my head.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
I know. I think I'm a comic genius.
You are that.
Answers on a postcard, please.
Yeah, I just think, you know, and that just goes to show the work that needs to be put, and the type of people that are making those comments, just, you know, they're just so small-minded. And I think obviously they do make up a small percentage. In my opinion, they make up a small percentage, and they're not, you know, really taken seriously and stuff unless they're talking to each other. And then it's like, yeah, that's a well good point. And it's like, actually it's not, because you're just thinking on the physicality. And, you know, for me personally, if I find someone attractive, yes, okay, there initially has to be an attraction there. I don't know that person, so it is on looks. Number one, it is the fact that they are female. Like, I'm not going to find a man attractive. Number two, it'll be the type of lesbian they are. So for me, I like femmes. So I like women that you can't tell are gay. So I make it really difficult for myself. And then, you know, once, you know, you start to get to know them and stuff, then you start to build up a bit more of a solid attraction into, you know, what they're like as a person. And, you know, if you match up, so, you know, if they have like twisted morals, for example, like, I don't know, they think cheating's okay, that makes me go,
Morals is another massive factor, isn't it? So if someone's morals don't match your morals, you're never going to work anyway, are you? So
yeah, I mean, again, it gets more complicated as you get to know someone, doesn't it? It's, you know, love languages, morals, how you view the world, how you communicate and stuff like that. But initially, you know, those are the basics where you start, isn't it? It is physical attraction, and then you move on from there. But everyone seems to forget that when they're making comments about someone's appearance or where they should go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's really bait. And I know that obviously society tell you to look a certain way, dress a certain way and stuff. And people that are gender fluid and that are breaking down that barrier. You know, people that are non-binary are letting the world know that actually clothes don't have a gender. I don't have a gender. I don't want to fit in your box. I don't want to do this. I don't need to stick by what you've told me as a very male mindset society where you should do this and we should behave like this. No, it's my life actually. So no thank you, sir. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Now, Vic, right, obviously I'm a gay woman.
What?
So we're gonna, because I know that we have listeners that are not part of the LGBTQIA plus community, so they're going to hear you talk about the different types of lesbian, right?
Yeah.
Now, Vic has taught me about this because I didn't really know. All I knew about was a butch lesbian and a lipstick lesbian, but apparently there's more. So, Vic, for the benefit of our non-community, and I hate that word, but our non-community listeners, please give us a lowdown of what the different types of lesbian there are.
Okay, now I may have these wrong. So this is just what I believe they are.
So feel free to come at Vic and let her know if she's wrong.
Absolutely at me, educate me, please. But this is what I have in my head.
Okay, cool.
So you've got the femmes or the lipstick lesbians. So
the girly girls.
The girly girls.
Okay.
A lot like your partner.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then you have the stems / soft masks. So they're more maybe masculine presenting.
Okay.
Slightly. You know, so wear makeup, wear the odd like women's bit of clothing, more masculine presenting clothing,
right?
That kind of business. And then you have the masks, who maybe like you. Actually, I think you come under STEM. You tell me. So mask would be short hair, men's clothes, aftershave, a more masculine presenting female. And then you have butch. I really don't like that term. That's just a me thing, but I just think do we need to?
But what could you do? What could you say? Ooh, let's think of a new one.
Well, I think we would need to talk to the butch. Sorry if I offend anyone. Community.
And see what they...
And see how they... Because they met people who present themselves as butch, or what is classed as butch. Again, I really don't like this, but you know. They may well be like, actually, yeah, because I am. Fair play.
Let us know.
Yeah, do let us know. But they're the more very short hair. You know, if you were to a very stereotypical back in the day lesbian. Do you know what I mean?
I love the physical. People who are listening, you will not know what I'm laughing about, but Vic just did an impression of a very masculine woman.
Yes, you know, but that's and I've growing up, all I heard really was butch. Yeah. I didn't really hear of any other type of lesbian, bar a spaghetti lesbian, but that's just hilarious.
What the hell is a spaghetti lesbian?
I love that you don't know what that is. You don't know what a spaghetti lesbian is?
I have no fucking idea.
So a spaghetti lesbian is a woman who is straight until she's wet.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Now that you've said it, I think I've heard it before, but...
It's great. It's funny.
I've sort of heard it, but I think it was like in a joke sense, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so there's also spaghetti.
I mean, I don't class that as a again, proper type.
Right, okay. So why can't we just go, this is my mind now, like, why do we have to have lipstick/femme, then a STEM, which sounds like someone that lives in a garden centre, and then you've got what's the next one? A mask,
Yeah.
which I'm guessing is short for masculine,
Yeah.
and then a butch. So what's the difference between a mask and a butch?
I mean, so a mask is not as masculine. They're just levels of mask. So
Right, okay.
you, for me personally, and again, tell me if you don't, I would class you as a mask.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a lipstick. Can you not just tell that by the way I
Listen,
look?
I'm not. Do you know what? I take back my laugh, because you can come under whatever category, should you choose to come under a category you like.
All right.
Because this is a safe space. Safe space.
No, I would probably say, out of what you've said, I would go in between a STEM mask,
Yeah.
because I don't just wear men's clothing.
No.
I do sometimes.
Yeah.
I do buy women's clothing. But say, like, if I want a hoodie, it's going to be a man's hoodie because it's bigger and it's more comfy. I mean, no brainer. Hello.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So I would say I'm in the middle of a STEM and mask.
Fair play.
So what can I be called?
In between a STEM and a mask.
Yeah.
Soft mask.
Soft mask. So what does STEM stand for?
So I would have classed a STEM and a soft mask under the same.
Right.
However, it's your preference.
Oh, I don't bloody know. I'm Laura. I don't know.
No, absolutely. And you don't need to, mate.
No,
you
I
don't
know.
need to.
I mean, I've been educated.
Yeah,
And I hope you guys have been educated with
really,
me.
anybody. I think I've just tried absolute shit. But again, that's just what I took from it. I mean, and butch as well. I think it's the it's at the top. Like that's your very stereotypical lesbian.
Is that the sort of lesbian, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but is that the sort of lesbian that you could confuse with being a man?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, potentially.
Okay.
And I think that's, you know, that's one you would say you took your nan out and she'd go, that's a lesbian. You'd be like, probably.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of stereotypical lesbian that, you know, they saw, if they ever saw one.
Okay, cool. Wow.
I believe, again, all my opinion, I could be trying absolute shit. But, yeah, that's just what I believe. Have I missed one? I don't know.
Oh my God, there's more?
I mean, they could, but again, someone could make their own, they call themselves what they want. Absolutely. Tell us, educate me, correct me, tell me shut the fuck up. Either or. These are just my understandings of it. I'm not going to put a label on anyone. I know I said, oh, you may do this.
Yeah. She's not going to put a label on anyone apart from me.
Yeah, but sure. But what I mean by that is, if we were to have a discussion, I would say, well, in my opinion, I would class you between these two. I'm not right, because you class however you would want to.
Yeah.
But it's just for, well, the sakes of this conversation, really.
Okay, cool. Learnt something.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're just being polite, but thank you.
No, I genuinely have.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because I'm probably I'm not into all this like terminology. I'm possibly the worst gay person in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk us through that?
So it's a weird one, right? So obviously I am gay.
What?
That's the second time you've done this now.
It's just-
I feel like it's a running thing of this episode. Yes, shock horror. I am gay. But I just think I'm the worst gay person in the world because I don't know all these like terminologies and stuff.
Oh, but mate, there's not a test. Do you know what I
There
mean?
should be a test. No.
Please
no.
don't make it harder. Like I get what you're saying, but
Yeah.
you know, I was having this conversation. Again, don't ask me who. I did memory, but you know, I felt before starting this podcast, I was a little worried because I had this concern that I don't know everything there is to being a lesbian, and that I was going to offend people and I was going to say something wrong and all this. And my friend who I was talking to said, you don't need to know it all. Like, that is the reason for your podcast. You don't need to know it all. People are going to educate you. I'm not someone who wants to offend anyone. So, you know, I do try and watch what I say. I do try and watch my terminology and stuff. And if I do offend anyone, then I will hold my hands up and obviously apologise. That's the last thing I want to do. But she said to me, you don't need to know the names of the founding fathers of the LGBTQIA plus community. Like,
Right.
You don't need to know all that.
No,
You just, you know, we're just two friends having a chat about our opinions and our experiences and inviting other people's opinions and experiences in, you know, to just broaden the conversation and just get it out there. And she made a really valid point that someone is going to be offended.
Of course.
But I want people who are offended, let us know.
100%,
Like,
because then we can learn.
Absolutely.
And that's the only way that the world is going to get better, is if people are easily offended or people are offended, tell us why you're offended, and then that way we can educate ourselves to not make that, I'm not going to say mistake, because it's not a mistake, it's just faux pas.
I love that. I love that word.
Yeah.
Faux pas. But yeah, I just think, you know, that was a worry. And I have kind of put, after her saying that to me, I've put that to the side because she's right. You know, I don't need to know everything now. This is the point of the podcast. And, you know, having these conversations, like that whole, like, types of different lesbian, I'm about 70% sure I've got that wrong. But, you know, that's just my understanding of the different types and stuff. And we don't need to know everything to be part of this community.
No.
And we won't, because we're not going to experience everyone else does in the community either. I know you don't like that word, but...
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. I suppose it's the same with anything. Like, we could have our opinions on what it's like to be a man, but we've never lived like being a man. So...
No.
I know exactly what point I'm trying to make there, but I don't think it's working.
I think it might have landed.
Okay.
Okay. I think it has.
Guys, if you understand what I'm trying to say by that, please give me a thumbs up, because it makes no sense to me, but I think it did. Okay, so we've spoken about, you know, all the lesbian, like, types and, like, people who, and labels and things, and I think we've gone quite into that. So I think if you have any comments or anything you want us to touch on and going back to that subject, please do write in to the BGC pod at gmail.com.
Beautiful. But also, and I know that we're quite late on into the episode.
Yes.
How fancy are our new mics?
Oh my God, they're amazing.
We look very professional now.
Do you know what? I feel like I'm a proper podcaster now.
Yeah.
Because the last couple of episodes, editing it was horrendous. Because, as you've probably noticed, if you're watching this on YouTube, Vic likes to talk a lot with her hands. And the amount of times she hit the microphone on her chest, just constantly hitting.
Listen,
I mean, I must admit, I was expecting you to hit that mic.
I have grazed it during this episode. No lie. Listen, I'm just bringing a bit of ASMR to the whole thing. But I think it's good that we're stepping away from that from now on.
Yeah.
We'll step away. This is ASMR. We'll step away from it. I might take this as a side venture. I'll let you know.
All right. No, stop it. Because that's going to annoy me. Okay. And it will probably annoy our listeners. But I'm going to keep it in so they know how much you annoy me.
Yes, I am very irritating. It's only fair you know that now.
But do you know what? We may have these nice new mics, but my God, wasn't it a faff getting them to work?
I mean, are you over it? It's too soon? Or?
I think I'm just about over it. I think it's yeah.
You did really well. A professional, on YouTube was telling you one thing, you were doing the one thing, it just so happened to be the wrong thing.
Basically, he was lying to me.
He was a dirty liar.
Dirty, dirty liar. But it's all right. It's all sorted now. And if you're listening to this, I sorted it. So it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Also, I just want to mention, why did you copy the colour that I'm wearing today?
We didn't even plan this. This isn't a uniform. Like, I turned up, red jumper, black joggers, and you answered the door, red and black top, black joggers. It's like we're one mind.
I mean, I'm totally repping the lesbian look today with my checkers.
I didn't want to say anything.
You know, I'm just being a stereotype. Oh, wind it back in. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we have nice new mics. Hopefully they sound a lot better than the other ones. I mean, these are a lot more expensive than the other ones we had, but it's worth it. And you guys, we are only assuming that you guys are enjoying listening to this because we are continuing to get the downloads. So that is great.
I think we'll continue to do this anyway because it's really fun.
It is quite fun. I mean, we can just watch it or listen to it over and over again.
That's an option, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll send it to my mother. Hi, Mum.
Shout out to Vick's mum. Okay, so I think we are at that time of the podcast, and this is exciting.
Yeah, it is.
It's time for Vick's Icks. It's time for Vick's Icks.
Okay, so
Here we go.
this one is mainly for our drivers.
Ooh, I'm a driver.
You are. And it's, you know, when you get, like, let go. So as in, like, you can come out.
Yep.
You can come out and join this road now. And you thank them.
Yes.
Walk me through how you thank them. You put your hand up.
Oh, yeah, obviously, for audio listeners, I put my hand up to say thank you.
Do you put it up out of the car? Or do you little side window? Or if they're behind you, for example, let's say you're both on the same road and you're coming out from a parking space on the side of the street and they let you go, how do you thank them then?
Hang on, say that again.
So let's say you're driving down a road.
Driving down a road.
No. Someone behind you is driving down the road. You want to come out of a parking space that they're about to pass you on. Let's say parked on the, I don't know, side of the curb.
Okay, right, yeah.
And they've let you go
Yeah.
to come out onto this main road
Yeah.
and carry on driving out of your space.
Yeah.
How do you thank them?
So they're in front of me in their car.
No, they're behind you. They've let you come out of the space.
Oh, I put my hand up so it's between the two car seats, so they can see through the car and see that I've thanked them. Or a little flash of the hazards to say thank you, even though I've been told you shouldn't do that.
Why shouldn't you do that?
You shouldn't do that.
I can categorically say that putting your hazard lights on is a lot better than raising your hand in the middle of the car. You might as well get out the car, go over and shake his hand and say, thanks, mate. Stop doing that. Press your hazards and that be it.
Hang on, so what is your ick then? Is it what
Doing
I
this, doing this, for those who can't see, raising your hand. Why are you doing that? Also, a thumbs up out of the car window. Ick. Oh, I can't even tell you. I want to then, do you know what I want to do? If I've let someone out and they've gone me a little thumbs up with their whole arm out of the window, I want to overtake them. I want to cut them up, overtake them. I want to take back letting you in.
Wow.
I can't stand it. It's giving dad. Do you know?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like Phil Mitchell sticking his arm out the side of the car.
It's giving... No, just press your hazard lights is just fine. Or a little flash.
You can't flash. You definitely can't flash.
You flash. I'm flashing, or I have my hand on the steering wheel and a little...
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the main thing that I do.
All of this.
No.
It's like you're trying to hitch a ride somewhere. You're already in the vehicle.
Or you're trying to stop a bus.
Oh, God, I'm so triggered. Yeah. It's all too much. Do you know what I mean? It's all too much. No, little hazards. Okay. Absolutely. Also, the whole thumbs up applies to even when you're not in a vehicle. The thumbs up, unless you're speaking to a child, this needs to go. In the bin.
I feel like I'm a walking ick.
Wow. Listen, this room 101 is no. Be seeing you. Absolutely not.
I mean, if I'm a pedestrian and I'm stood at a zebra crossing and then the car should stop.
Yes.
You should stop.
And
someone lets me walk across it. I occasionally put my hand up.
Yep, a little.
Say thank you. But I have been known to thumbs up.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Listen, I say all thumbs up. I love a thumbs up in a message. Now, I have a friend who can't stand them.
Oh, really?
So, if you react to a message, you can also put a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of thumbs upping. This is terrible. This is terrible. Or you just put a thumbs up in a message, say, oh, that's good, thumbs up.
Yeah.
So I love an emoji. So I do have a little soft spot for the thumbs up emoji.
Yeah.
However, do have a friend that if I do send her a thumbs up in any real form, I've even put in brackets before now, thumbs up. And, it's...
Do I know this friend?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
But...
Because I would text them just a load of thumbs up.
You would. And I'm really tempted. But I do believe that she will block me. So,
wow, it's that bad.
I mean, and you know what? Fairs.
Okay.
Fairs.
Okay, so that was your ick.
Yeah.
So far, let's have a little recap of your icks. Because I just want to remind you of how unreasonable you are. So ick number 1 was putting your hand up for a bus to stop it.
Yep.
How else are you going to stop the fucking bus? I don't know. Number 2, picking up money off the floor, or more specifically, chasing after money down the road, which...
I stand by it.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3. Why are you looking at me like that?
Do you know what? That impression was spot on. It really? Actually made me feel really unwell.
Oh, no.
That's made me feel really poorly.
And the final ick, putting your thumbs up.
Yeah, I just think be better.
Okay.
You don't need all the... I'm not putting them up. I'm not. It's because I don't want it to become a habit.
Do you know, we asked people to send in their icks, and I've actually had someone come back to me.
Okay.
And we put out a social media post asking what are your most unreasonable icks. And this person, so that I'm going to name him, our friend George.
Okay.
Said his ick is the word ick. And I 100% agree with him.
What?
The word ick.
It's a great word.
It's not. The word ick, right, has been made famous by Love Island.
Is that where it originates from?
I got the ick. You started doing this and I got the ick.
That's a well good Liverpudlian accent.
Thanks.
You are trying to be Liverpudlian, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, one, I didn't know that's where it originated from.
Well, I assume that's where I first heard it, on Love Island, and I was like, what the fuck is an ick?
I just love it. I mean, each to their own. Georgia is unreasonable. Sorry, mate. More unreasonable than mine, my opinion. But I'm the one hosting the podcast, so but I need to know why. Like, what is it? Is it the pronunciation of the word? Is it what it means? Like, I need more detail.
Okay, George, write in. Let us know why you hate the word ick, or if anyone else agrees with George or myself that the word ick is an ick. Let us know.
I did actually have a few people write in some icks.
Okay.
Now this one's not too...
Pick one and we'll go into the other icks.
Oh, yeah. So this one's not too unreasonable, I feel.
Okay.
But it was actually one that at first I was a bit like, but actually I get it. So it's when you drive in to, say, a multi-storey car park.
Yep.
And you're at the barriers where you need to press a ticket.
Yep.
And then you put the ticket in your mouth to then carry on driving.
Yep.
Now, at first I was a bit like, and I can say this about her, get over it, you germaphobe. But actually, she's right. That's kind of vile. I've done it. And just like, you don't know, like, especially if that machine is like semi-outside. Like, in my head, I'm thinking, a pigeon's probably shouting that. Do you know what I mean? Grim. And then that paper is passing through. Where's that paper bin? Who's put that paper in the machine?
Oh, man.
Do you see what I'm saying? So now I'm like, right, I'm taking that and I'm putting it in the little nook of my...
Yeah, what is that
here.
part of the car? We would know. Let's not digress. We'll save that for another day, or we'll just talk in our... But if anyone does know what that part of the car door is, please do let us know, because I don't know what it's called. It's like is it a handle? Well, I mean, it's not really a handle.
It's just a cubby hole.
A cubby hole of the car door. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you... I personally, obviously, again, when I first heard it, I was like, grow up. But... that sounds really rude, but
fuck him.
No,
grow the fuck up.
I at first was like, but actually, yeah, gross.
Yeah,
like, gross.
See, I'm hands up. Oh my god, I am a big walking ick apparently. So stop it. Yeah, hearing that, I do put my window down, pick it up. And especially if I don't have someone in the car with me, put it in my mouth, drive on, and then take it, and then, because I don't want to hold people up. But since you said about a pigeon could have shot on it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Exactly.
No. Okay.
So that ick actually changed my life.
It was now unreasonable to reasonable.
Yeah. Now I'm not doing that. Straight in the cubby hole.
Cubby hole of the car door.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's it for this episode. A very eye-opening one.
Yeah.
A very knowledgeable one from Vick's side, apparently. But yeah, I learned a lot, and if you guys have learned a lot, please do let us know. Do you like to label yourself? If you do, great. If you don't, tell us why you don't like to label yourself. And if you do label yourself, tell us why you like to label yourself. It'd be nice to hear it from both sides of the spectrum.
Absolutely. And if there's anything, in the labels I've mentioned that, are slightly off, or you have a different opinion of them, again, let us know. We'd love to talk about it.
Wonderful.
And we love to talk.
We do love to talk. What was the... No, I'm going off on another tangent now. I need to stop going off on a tangent. If you are listening to the audio of this podcast, we do also have a YouTube channel where you can watch the episodes in full. So you can see how much of a twat we look whilst recording this.
Speak for yourself, mate.
We are on all social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and recently we have joined Threads as well.
Woo!
I am never going to join X.
No.
Because that place is toxic.
Is it?
Yeah. Toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic. Horrendous. But that can be a conversation for another time.
I look forward to it.
So yeah, if you do want to get in touch, please do let us know your icks. If you have anything that you would like us to talk about, please do, either if you're watching on YouTube, put it down in the comments, or if you're listening via audio, please send us an email to the bgcpod@gmail.com.
Woo!
So that is it for episode 3.
Very good. Yep, done. Episode 3.
Done. Thank you so much for listening or
you.
watching.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week. Ciao for now.
Bye.